Hey, gorgeous! Welcome to the Business Mindset Podcast with Holly Worton, which combines powerful strategies on how to upgrade your business mindset, along with practical business tips to grow your business. This podcast features solo shows with Holly and also interviews with inspiring women entrepreneurs from around the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. And now, here's your host, Holly Worton.
Hello and welcome to the Business Mindset Podcast, episode 195. This is your host, Holly Worton, and I'm back with another solo episode. Today I'm going to talk about how to stay grounded and strong in your vision for your business. In this episode, you're going to learn how not to get sucked into all the marketing hype that's all around us, how to feel good about moving into your power and purpose in your business, how to avoid procrastination and perfectionism, and how to connect to your intuition and know the right actions to take in your business. So that's kind of a lot of things, and I got these inspirations from my private Facebook group, which you can find at hollyworton.com/group, and that redirects to the Facebook group. Now, in my group, I asked the women, what would you like me to talk about? And these were some of the things. And as I made the list and looked at the list of things that they had questions on, I realized that the common solution to all of this is really staying grounded and strong in your vision for yourself and your business and your lifestyle, and of course, doing the mindset work you need to do to achieve that. So, I talk about this a lot in my webinars, my online trainings, my Facebook group, but the first step really is to get clear on your vision. Now, I have a guided meditation to help you get clear on your big business vision. I may be updating that this year. I've been thinking about that lately, but for now, it's something I've had available on my resources page. That's hollyworton.com/resources. And you can get it there. And it's a really great meditation that just helps you really get clear on the details of the big business vision that you have. So getting clear on your vision is your first step. Second step is to figure out who you need to be to achieve this vision, to achieve your goals. How do you need to change? How do you need to change your attitudes, your beliefs? Who do you need to become in order to achieve this? The third step is, what do you need to believe to achieve this? And this is really digging into some of the mindset stuff. So what are the beliefs that you need to have to support you in achieving this big business vision? Now, conversely, what might get in the way? And this is kind of the shadow side of your mindset. So what fears, what blocks, what limiting beliefs do you currently have that might get in the way of achieving this big business vision? And then finally, take inspired action toward your vision. So every single day, you should be doing at least one thing that takes you one step further towards your vision. Now, if you're the kind of person that does 3 most inspired actions a day, or most important actions each day, one of those things, at least one of those things, should be something that takes you towards achieving this vision. And I think that's really, really important. Mindset stuff, super important to help you take that action and get there, but you've also got to take the real life, practical business actions. So that's kind of the main format. And I think that's getting clear on that vision, getting your mindset in order so that you can achieve that vision, and taking action towards that vision is really the secret to how to stay grounded and strong in your vision. Because if you have a clear vision, and of course that vision might change and adapt over time as you change and as your business changes, but if you have a clear vision, and if you believe that you can achieve it because you've done the mindset work, and if you're taking action towards it, then it's really easy to stay grounded and strong in this vision. Now, if you're not grounded and strong in your vision, it can be really easy to get sucked into all of the marketing hype that we see out there. I mean, it's so easy. I'm very good at actually resisting and not buying stuff. Unlike other people, I've had this conversation with some friends lately about how it can be really challenging to avoid this stuff when it's not the stuff that you need. So I've been looking at these goddess priestess trainings that are being offered in Glastonbury at the Goddess House and the Goddess Temple. And I've been really interested in one of them. Now, it just started in February, so I wouldn't join this year's. And I haven't even looked into whether I can start next year or whether it would be the following year, because it's a 2-year program. But that's something that's not my number one priority right now. Releasing my heart-centered energy work out into the world, that's my number one priority. And so I was speaking with a friend, Rebecca Kane, the other day, who was just on the podcast recently, and we were speaking about a priestess training that she's doing in Glastonbury, and she recommended another priestess training through Molly Reamer, I think her name is, of Bridget's Grove. She has an Etsy shop and a website, and she really recommended that priestess training as kind of an introduction. It's like a 6-week training, and so I thought, ooh, interesting. So I got in touch with Molly and I said, so when is your next live version of it? Because she's offering one that's starting right now. And again, I know now is not the time to do that because I've got to focus on my heart-centered energy work. And she said, okay, well, the next one's probably going to be in August, but possibly not because I'm updating the course. And I thought, and again, I had that kind of temptation to just sign up for the one now. But then I stopped myself because I know that that's not my number one priority. My number one priority is getting heart-centered energy work out into the world in a really big way. So I resisted. So that means I'll probably be doing it next year, if next year ends up being a good time to do it. But these are things that I want to do. They would be great for my own personal development, and I think they'd be a really important part of me and my growth in my business. But now is not the time. Now is not the time, because now is the time for releasing heart-centered energy work out into the world. So do you see how this shows up? It's a matter of just bringing yourself constantly back to your number one priority. And if you need to sit down and write that out, make a sign, paint a sign, hang it on the wall by your desk, whatever, do it. My number one priority is, and then fill in the blank. That can be a really good visual reminder of what you need to be focusing on. And I'm actually thinking of doing this just to make it easier, because so far I've been really good at drawing my focus back to my number one priority. But it takes a lot of energy because I get excited about these other things. And there's other online trainings and things that I've seen, and I thought, oh, that looks really interesting. Oh, that would be really useful. But is it going to take me towards my number one priority right now? No. And if it's not, then don't do it. Now, some of these things, these bright, shiny objects that you might be coming across might help you achieve your big business vision and take steps towards your number one priority. And if that's the case, then analyze whether or not they're a good thing for you to do right now. They might be. But so many times, the things that distract us, the marketing hype that gets us sucked away from focusing on our priorities, those are things that will not help us get towards our number one priority and work on our number one priority and achieve our big business vision. A lot of these things are distractions, and that's not to say that they're not fantastic programs. There's so much great stuff out there, but you can't do it all. And there has to be a time when you stop learning and you start realizing you already know everything you need to know to take action towards your number one priority. So, I think avoiding getting sucked into all that marketing hype is really important. And, maybe that involves spending less time on Facebook. So I haven't stopped. I've reduced the time that I read my Facebook timeline, the news feed, and I start focusing more on my Facebook group. I've been spending a lot more time on my Facebook group lately. I've been doing some Facebook live videos, and I've been trying to make them more like mini webinars, kind of half-hour videos where I talk about a very specific topic and then give people a chance to ask questions. I also did an Ask Me Anything call for my Facebook group where people just asked me all kinds of tech questions and stuff. So that can be another way to not get sucked into the marketing hype by just not paying attention to what's going on in your Facebook newsfeed. You also might want to unsubscribe from newsletters. I've been doing a lot of that. I just unsubscribed from a ton more newsletters. Stuff from people that I know I'm not going to buy from now. And while I like hearing from them, it's distracting. So that's another way. Avoid reading the stuff. Focus more on your stuff and not so much on other people's stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to feel good about moving into your power and purpose. Now, if you're clear on your vision and your number one priority right now, and you've done the work to figure out who you need to be to achieve this, what do you need to believe to achieve this? What might get in the way? You've done the mindset work, transforming your mindset, and you've taken inspired action. Then that should be helping you to feel good about moving into your power and purpose. Because let's think about this. What can get in the way of feeling good about moving into your power and purpose? Fear. Who am I to achieve this goal? Who am I to do this big stuff? Who am I? Am I worthy? Am I worthy of believing this stuff? Do I know enough? Who am I to be doing this? I'm not good enough to be doing this. I don't have the confidence to be doing this. I am terrified. All this mindset crap can get in the way of you feeling good about moving into your power and purpose. So if you're not currently feeling good about moving into your power and your purpose, and you're not feeling grounded and strong in your vision, go back to thinking about who do you need to be to achieve this big vision? What do you need to believe about yourself and your abilities to achieve this big vision? And what might get in the way? What's getting in the way? What fears do you have? What blocks do you have? What beliefs do you have about yourself that are not serving you? What mind crap stuff is keeping you stuck where you are and keeping you from taking the actions you need to take to move into your power and purpose? Sometimes you need to really dig deep into the shadow stuff and clear that stuff out. So, procrastination and perfectionism. How to avoid it. Same kind of thing. If you're procrastinating on setting up a YouTube channel, if you're procrastinating on doing webinars, if you're procrastinating on getting a new website done for your business, if you're procrastinating on writing a blog post, whatever it is that you're procrastinating on, I'm going to guess that's probably stuff that's going to make you visible. It's probably stuff that's going to make you speak your truth, to step up in a bigger way and take up space, even if it's just taking up space online. And again, that's stuff that's scary. So you need to clear the fears, the blocks, the crap that's getting in the way from you taking these actions. Perfectionism is the same thing. Oftentimes we suffer from perfectionism because we're afraid that if we're not absolutely 100% perfect, our video isn't 100% perfect, our webinar isn't 100% perfect, our podcast episode isn't 100% perfect, our blog post, whatever, isn't 100% perfect, then we open ourselves up to criticism. And God forbid we should be criticized. That's really scary. We've seen online trolls. We've seen nasty people. And no matter how much you realize or focus on the fact that trolls are people who are deeply messed up, and when they attack you, it's not about you, it's about them. You're just a catalyst for them to release their crap into the world. Even if you focus on that, even if you realize that, it can just be really hurtful to experience that, and it can be really difficult. I think unless it's happened to you enough times that you've just managed to get over it, it can be hurtful. However, I have to say the fear of that is usually much worse than the reality. And again, you can do the mindset work to help release those fears. So think again about why you might be suffering from perfectionism. Is it fear of criticism? Is it something else? Get clear on what those fears are, what those blocks are, and do the mindset work to release that. And another thing that I wanted to discuss is connecting to intuition and knowing the right actions to take in your business. And again, I think that all relates back to staying grounded and strong in your vision. Now, if you want to learn how to connect to your intuition and know the right actions to take in your business, I think the best thing to do would be to read my book, Business Intuition, because it's all about that. It's practical stuff you can do to connect to your intuition, to turn up the volume on your intuition, on that little voice that it has, and start taking action based on the stuff that your intuition tells you. I wrote that book because that is my number one way of helping people connect to their intuition. It's a really powerful book, but it's the kind of book where you have to take action on the stuff that I write about. It's not a book where you can just read it and then magically you connect to your intuition. It's a guidebook to help you take the actions to connect to your intuition. So that is my number one tip on how to connect to your intuition and know the right actions to take in your business. But again, if you're grounded and if you're strong in your vision, that makes it so much easier to trust yourself and to trust that you're taking the right actions and to trust that you're taking inspired action. So if you feel like you've been struggling to connect to your intuition or to listen to your intuition, and if you feel like it's just not working for you, even though you've tried, go back and look at the mindset stuff. What's stopping you from connecting to your intuition? What fears do you have? What blocks do you have? What beliefs do you have? Maybe you believe that you're not worthy of receiving guidance from your higher self. Maybe you have fears that your intuition is wrong and it's going to stray you off the path, or that you're going to misinterpret it. Maybe you have some blocks around your ability to connect to your intuition. Maybe you think that that's something that either you have or you don't have. That's what I used to think. I used to think I was not an intuitive person. But the reality is I'm a very, very intuitive person. I just needed to give myself permission to trust myself and to trust my intuition. And again, if you're not trusting yourself and your intuition, do some mindset work around that. I've done so much work both with my business coach, Lisa Wechtenheiser, and my mindset work over the last couple of years in terms of getting really strong and grounded in my trust for myself and my trust in my intuition. So if we kind of recap a little bit and look at all of these kind of symptoms of not being grounded and strong in your vision. So getting sucked into the marketing hype, not feeling good about moving into your power and purpose or having fears around it, being a perfectionist and procrastinating on stuff, and feeling disconnected from your intuition and not knowing the right actions to take. So I think, again, these are symptoms of not being grounded and strong in your vision. So whenever you see one of these symptoms, whenever you feel like you're getting swept up by the marketing hype for some new online course, or whenever you feel like you're wobbling in stepping up into your power and purpose, whenever you're procrastinating on doing something, whenever you see yourself being a perfectionist, whenever you feel disconnected from your intuition, stop and go back to the core. Get clear on your vision for your business. Get clear on what your number one priority is right now. Get clear on who you need to be to achieve this vision and to realize this number one priority. Who do you need to be? Get clear on what you need to believe to achieve this. Figure out what might get in the way of achieving this. And that's digging up your fears, your blocks, your limiting beliefs. And then it's doing the mindset work. So it's releasing those fears and blocks. It's programming beliefs at a deep level. That's either the subconscious level or the energetic level. Programming beliefs that support you to take action and to focus on your number one priority and achieve your big business vision. Mindset work is really, really important, but it's just as important, equally important, as the last step, which is taking inspired action toward your vision. Every day doing at least one thing, even if it's really, really small, one thing that will take you towards your vision and to focus on your number one priority in your business. There is no magic wand. Even doing this mindset work, It's not magic. You need to do the work. You need to take the action. You need to take the practical action. And that's why at the end of every session with my clients, I always create an action plan. Now, it's not like a massive list of 10 things they need to do. Sometimes it's just one thing, one really important thing. It's pretty much never more than 3 things. And it's 3 things that will help reinforce the beliefs that we work on, reinforce the mindset changes that we've worked on, and they're steps that will take my clients towards their big business vision and achieving the goals they want to achieve. So doing the mindset work makes everything so much easier. It makes taking the action so much easier. But you've still got to do the work. And if you're not, for whatever reason, if you're doing this work and you're still not feeling grounded and strong in your vision, do some visualization work. Do some journaling. Get clear, again, on the more details of what your life is going to be like, what your business is going to be like when you've achieved this vision, when you're living the vision. Sit back and kind of meditate on it and visualize it and really tap into what it looks like to be living that vision, what it sounds like, what it feels like, how your life and business are different once you've achieved this vision. Really tap into what that looks like, feels like, sounds like. And again, you can either just sit and meditate on it and just focus on the feelings and the vision, or you can write it in your journal. Get clear on all the details. Now, some people are going to be drawn to one or the other, or, maybe both. I usually tend to spend more time writing, working on my vision. I tend to find it easier to tap into my intuition and kind of make that deep connection through writing more than just kind of sitting and meditating and focusing on it. But everyone's going to have a preferred method of doing this. And so you need to do what works for you. So do the things you need to do to stay grounded and strong in your vision, and the vision that you have for your business and the vision that you have for your life. This is important. If you don't do this work, and it is work, and I don't think work is a dirty word. I've said that before. That's why my new mindset transformation system and energy transformation system is called Heart-Centered Energy Work, because it is work, and I think work is a good thing. But I think work can be easier than sometimes we make it out to be. So if you're not doing this work to stay grounded in your vision, it makes it so easy to get distracted by other things. So whenever you're feeling distracted, call yourself back to either sitting down, visualizing your vision, journaling on your vision, journaling on your number one priority. Make that sign, look at that sign, make it as big and bright and colorful as you need to. Do whatever you need to do to get clear on the details of your vision and to remind yourself to focus on it. That's really, really important. And again, if you're getting distracted, call yourself back to focusing on the vision in whatever way you need to. So if you have any questions, please do get in touch via my website. You can send me an email at holly@hollywharton.com. You can join my Facebook group, hollywharton.com/group, and ask me any questions in there as well. I'm in there every day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes I'll pop in on the weekends, but usually not. And I look forward to connecting with you and discussing this topic a little bit more, because I think it's really, really important to stay grounded and strong in your vision that you have for your business and your life, because that makes it so much easier for you to work towards your vision and avoid distraction. So, thank you for listening. Heard me mention my private Facebook group, Business Mindset Alchemist, several times today during this episode. It's a group dedicated to exploring business mindset and how you can get the mindset you need to achieve your dreams. I'm a lot more active in the group lately, doing lots of live stream videos that are kind of like mini webinars where I teach on one topic and I allow women to ask me questions. So it's kind of like one of my solo episodes, but more interactive, because you can show up and ask me questions. And if you can't make it live, I ask people to just post their questions beforehand on the event page for the Facebook live stream. So if you're a woman entrepreneur, I would love to see you in there. Just go to hollyworton.com/group and you'll be redirected to the Facebook group. Would love to see you in there, and I would love to work with you on your mindset stuff as well. So if you're interested in that, just head over to my website, hollyworton.com, click on the Work With Me link, and you can see how you can do that. So thank you so much for listening today. I hope you found this useful and interesting, and I hope that you apply some of the stuff that I discussed today, because again, you may find these podcast episodes useful and interesting and inspiring, but if you don't do the work, you're not going to really get the benefits from it. So please do some of the work that you need to do to stay grounded and strong in your vision, because that will help you avoid getting sucked into the marketing hype. It will help you to avoid feeling icky about stepping up into your power and purpose. It will help you avoid procrastination and perfectionism. It will help you avoid that feeling of disconnect with your intuition. So again, really quick to wrap up, I know I've said this 1,000 times today, get clear on your vision, focus on your number one priority, get clear on who you need to be to achieve it, what you need to believe to achieve it, what might get in the way, do the mindset work, and take inspired action toward your vision. Every single day, take that action. So again, thank you so much for listening. Remember to visit hollyworton.com/195 for the show notes on this episode. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Business Mindset Podcast with your host, Holly Worton. You can find more information about today's episode, including links for topics that were discussed at hollyworton.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to head over to iTunes and leave a quick review of this podcast. It just takes a minute. Thank you.